In a time when world leaders are shutting down borders, wearing blackface, and threatening to blow each other up, I thought it'd be fun to look at a scandal of epic comedic proportions. A story about a rugby league final in '97, the future Prime Minister of Australia, and, you know, his bum.
I can smell the uranium on it as you lean towards it.
Okay, Boomer.
We have the most enormous big gay rainbow across my electorate.
They're not going to win an election.
Let's keep moving!
The story goes like this. The year is 1997. The Super League Grand Finals are on, between the Brisbane Broncos and the Cronulla Sharks. Scott Morrison, who is not yet in politics, was at the game, cheering for his favourite team, the Sharks.
I can say this year, I'm very confident about how the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks are going to go in this year's premiership. I couldn't tell you how they're going to go 5 years from now, and I certainly couldn't tell you how they're going to go 10 years from now.
The Sharks got spanked, and he left the game in a depressed state. On his way home, he needed to take a dump, so he pulled into the local McDonald's, but before he could make it into the bathroom, tragedy struck. Scott Morrison, the man who would one day run the whole country, filled his undies, and that is where the story ends. We do not know if he got all the way to the restroom, or if he left to go clean up at his own home. All we know is that decades later, he blatantly denies the accusations, as you would if you were accused of dropping brown at Macca's.
We heard a rumour, and I've been asked to ask you this. You addressed it at the Midwinter Ball, but there were Engadine, after Brisbane beat you in the Super League Grand Final in '97, there's a rumour at the Engadine McDonalds. How do you respond to that rumour?
Well, of course it's rubbish. I mean, it's one of those urban myths.
But it doesn't stop people from sharing this information. It has been tweeted about, written about in the papers, and plaques being put up at the site of the national tragedy at Ground Zero at Engadine McDonalds. A great story, right? It is all the makings of a blockbuster biopic. The only problem is, it was all a lie. I know, it's a fun story. I wish it was true. I wish with all my heart that it was true. But Carl Sagan's words echo in my head at moments like this. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So let's review the evidence. But the problem is, there isn't much. It is understood that the very first claim of prime ministerial droppings was this tweet on the 23rd of August 2018 that just so happens to be the day before Morrison assumed the position of Prime Minister after a messy leadership vote in his party. If the claim is true, why wouldn't there have been claims prior to ScoMo becoming Prime Minister? It seems like very fishy timing, don't you think? I understand that the event was in '97, way before anyone could have taken a video of a man dooking in his undies, but literally no whisper of the event prior to 2018? It seems a bit bullshit. Also, as many Australian journalists have noted, Engadine wasn't even the closest McDonald's to the stadium. Or better yet, why didn't he take his shit at the stadium, where he was? So many pieces just don't seem to fit. The only answer could be that he intentionally went to Engadine Macca's to take a dump, targeting the site like some sort of turd terrorist. So I'm sad to say that I just think it isn't true. I think it's a fun story that sprouted from a stupid tweet from some random guy that the media clung onto, and then I waited until it was no longer a relevant story before making a video on it. That's just how I roll. I feel Scott Morrison has been a bit of a legend in the face of this accusation though, fueling the flames by bringing it up himself in a speech at the Midwinter Ball.
What really happened at the Engadine McDonalds in 1997? It will remain the mystery of the ages.
Think whatever you want about the man's politics or ethics, he seems to be able to take a joke.